4 years of her term as Secretary of State.
Secretary Clinton said all work-related emails were returned to the State Department. Was that true?
No, we found work-related emails, thousands, that were not returned.
Secretary Clinton said her lawyers read every one of the emails and were overly inclusive. Did her lawyers read the email content individually?
No.
All right, there's also the fact that can't be ignored in all of this. 3 weeks after the Benghazi Select Committee sent Clinton a subpoena in 2015 requesting that she turn over all emails related to the terror attack. An employee at the company that ran her server used bleach bit. You know, they acid washed her server in an effort to permanently erase emails on the server. Joining us now, he's been following this from the get-go, is former New York City mayor, former prosecutor, Rudy Giuliani. All right, where do you want to begin? Because you just heard James Comey admit that the standard in this case, which is negligent or grossly negligent, you don't even have to be negligent.
The definition of negligent, grossly negligent is extremely careless.
Okay.
So Jim Comey didn't choose those words idly. Those are the legal definition of what it means to be grossly negligent. So when he said that, he essentially said there was evidence to prove that she violated that statute. Also, the 4 or 5 times when he was answering Trey Gowdy's questions, in which he pointed out that she lied to the FBI, every single one of them. That's what this dude went to jail for one of them.
And he
false
admitted
statement.
5 specific
lies, including one where
in multiple instances.
1,000 work-related emails were found when she said that there were no work-related.
If I did this, I'd be in jail.
Yeah, I'd be visiting you now somewhere in Dannemora, or
would you bring me a cake? With
I'd visit you, Sean. It's one of the great works that Jesus asked us to do during the Beatitudes.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, visit the people in prison.
Let me ask you this, because they're saying today, it broke after Comey made his remarks. They're saying, oh, this is related to Abedin and email.
No, you know what this is related to? What? It's related to the fact that they did a completely irresponsible investigation of this case. If you read the 302 of her interview, it's absurd. The FBI agent doing that 302 didn't follow up on anything. You mentioned the C. He didn't follow up on that. He didn't ask the questions. Was there an A or a B or a D or an E or an F to find out if it's
X, Y, Z? Yeah.
But she also said that she didn't remember her exit interview from the FBI because she had had a concussion and she had lost her memory. There are no questions following that, which you would expect from an agent conducting an investigation.
She said she didn't remember being briefed about security, cybersecurity.
Yes, but no questions like, well, how long did you lose your memory? Where's the documentation for it? Let's look at the medical records. In other words, she was questioned as follows. Did you commit the murder? No. Thank you. And they walked out.
What about I don't necessarily know if it was technically immunity or a proffer arrangement, very limited in scope, but we know that there's a letter that was given. We don't even know if one was given to Abedin. We know that in the process, evidence was destroyed in this case by the FBI as part of a deal.
A tremendous amount of evidence was destroyed by the FBI, by the people working for her. They used extraordinary methods that only criminals use to destroy emails, acid, bleach. They used hammers to destroy.
Wait, 13. She only used one. She only used one.
13.
She did this for convenience. But she had. I thought it was 14. Are you sure? I thought it was 14.
Well,
my recollection is 14.
Well, I remember 13. Let's say 14.
But they busted it with a hammer. But they took acid to wash.
How can they all be missing? They're all missing. They're all gone. It's hard to get rid of 14 or 13 cell phones.
I have a friend of mine who's a special agent in the FBI. I had a long conversation with him. He said every fellow agent is disgusted with the way James Comey has handled this. And here's what we also have discovered. That the guy, Andrew McCabe, who was promoted FBI deputy director, who supervised this particular investigation, that Governor Terry McAuliffe, one of the closest allies of the...
Yeah, also the guy who was selling the Lincoln bedroom.
Right, that's the guy.
A decade and a half ago.
Through his PAC